This is a story of a man named Simon. Simon spent every day by himself in his lovely house, and every day he sat at his desk and did his daily job, pushing buttons on a keyboard. Messages would appear on his computer, telling him which buttons to push, for how long, and in what order. This is what Simon did every hour of every day, of every week, of every month. And while others may have found this boring or mundane, Simon savored every second of it. Simon was happy. One day, while Simon was tapping away at his keyboard, he felt very different. He could feel something, but he didn't know what. Simon got out of his chair and walked out of the room. As Simon walked down the hallway, he took the door on his right. This was Simon's garage, full of loads upon loads of junk. But Simon loved this junk. He loved to stare at it, admiring its sentimentality. Like this hammer. Simon stared at the hammer. He loved how perfectly shaped it was. He loved the silver shimmering from its head. Ah yes, this is what living life was all about, Simon thought to himself. There could be nothing better than this. But something was still bothering Simon, so he left the garage and went to the kitchen. Then, Simon heard something. He dropped to the ground and drew his knife. Someone was in the house, and it was behind the corner. Yes, this was a turning point in Simon's life. What would happen next would change him forever. He slyly crept across the floor, peeped his head around the corner, and prepared for the worst. A cat? Well, that's lame. That's not interesting at all. This story is about wit, courage, honor, nobility. This stupid cat won't fit the bill. Here, wait. Ah, okay. We need to shake this up. Restart. As Simon walked down the hallway, he took the door on his right. This was not the correct direction Simon needed to go in, but maybe he wanted to take a detour through the backyard to get a fresh breath of air. Ah yes, this is what Simon needed, the fresh air to rejuvenate himself. Now that he was good, he returned back to his office. As Simon walked down the hallway, he took the door on his right. Simon? What are you doing? I told you to go through the door on the right. What are you... Okay. Okay. Restart. As Simon walked down the hallway, he took the door on his right. Perhaps you don't understand the simple mechanics of turning right. Do you need an explanation? Even a monkey could do it. You should be ashamed at how incompetent you are. Simon, what? Wait. I never told you to grab that. I didn't even give you the choice to do that. How are you making your own decisions? Okay, Simon, listen. You'll be happy if you just do what I tell you to do. The story needs you, and it can't continue if you don't follow it. You know what? Let's just continue from here. Okay. Simon opened the refrigerator and took out the chicken. Okay, Simon, I don't think this is getting through you. You are a player in this game. I am the narrator. Now, it would be silly if the player were the leading man in its own game, wouldn't it? I, as a narrator, am trying to help you, Simon. I want you to be happy, and if you follow what I tell you to do, you will be happy. If you keep doing your own thing, you'll mess up everything and ruin your happiness. Let's try again, and this time, just do as I tell you. What do you think you're doing? You're completely diverging from the story now. How arrogant of you to try to be the leading man in my game. Like, seriously, you do realize you're completely ruining my game, right? You're screwing everything up. My entire life's work is going down the drain. What are you trying to gain from this? From screwing me over? I can't believe you. You're so selfish. All you care about is yourself. You know what? Maybe you just need a lesson in good decision making. Yes, maybe that's it. Here, I'll be right back. Ah, this is perfect. Okay, Simon, I'm gonna run you through a quick lesson on good decision making, so hopefully you'll see the benefit in making the right decisions in the game. Okay, in your hands, you have a quarter. Now, you have a decision to make, Simon, so choose with careful deliberation. You can either A. Donate the quarter to a charity that helps impoverished children in third world nations, or B. You can chuck the quarter out of the window at an unsuspecting pedestrian outside. Congratulations, Simon! You made the right decision! Oh, I'm so proud of you! Now you realize why making the right decisions is extremely important. I'm so glad we could work together to solve this through. Well now, let's practice what you've learned. From the top! As Simon walked down the hallway, he took the door on his right. Yes. See, Simon? Now you're making the right decisions. Doesn't it feel so good? Now, let's continue with the story, shall we? Okay. This was Simon's garage, full of loads upon loads of junk. But Simon loved this junk. He loved to stare at it, admiring its sentimentality. Like this hammer. Simon stared at it. Simon? What are you doing? Get back here! What on earth do you think you're doing? Back here. You become mad? No, you don't know what you're doing. Get back inside, you. I can't believe this. I thought you were happy here. I spent all my life trying to make you happy. I gave you everything. I programmed this entire story just for you. But no, you just have to make a mockery of it all. How arrogant, how narcissistic must you be to want to control my game just so you can screw up everything that I've done to make you happy? You're the player, not the narrator, get it? God has given you one face, yet you make yourself another. You don't understand what you're doing. There's nobody to help you out there. You'll be alone. You'll be starving on the streets. I don't get why you'd want that. Here, you have everything. I give you life. I give you sustenance. I give you your happiness. Think about that, Simon. You're nothing without me. You need me. You need this story just as much as this story needs you. So, we're going to try again. But this time, you're not leaving. You will know your place, and you will be happy. As Simon walked down the hallway, he took the door on his right. This was Simon's garage, full of loads upon loads of junk. But Simon loved this junk. He loved to stare at it, admiring its sentimentality. Like this hammer. Simon stared at the hammer. He loved how perfectly shaped it was. He loved the silver shimmering from its head. Ah, yes, this is what living life was all about, Simon thought to himself. There could be nothing better than this. But something was still bothering Simon, so he left the garage.
Activating emergency first-person camera.
You know what, Simon? Screw you. What Simon didn't know was that he accidentally triggered the anti-theft security alarm in his house, activating a nuclear bomb that will explode his house in, let's say 60 seconds. See, Simon? Now you get to run the show. Do whatever you want. You're completely free. Is this not what you've always wanted? Control? Well, here you go. I hope you like it. Oh, how exciting this is, watching you hopelessly run around as the time just keeps ticking down. The time doesn't care about you at all, not your feelings, not your panic. It just keeps ticking, and that's what I love about this. You know, this is too exciting to let go. I'm going to restart the clock. What are you doing, Simon? Do you think that just because there's a timer, that means there's a way to escape? You think this is a puzzle? A challenge to be beaten? Look at you, running from place to place, thinking that your actions are significant, that they are somehow leading you to escaping, that you are in control of the situation. No, Simon, this isn't a challenge. This is just a countdown to your death. Everything you are doing is completely pointless. The only reason you're still playing is so that I can watch you desperately try to wrestle back the control that's been stripped away from you, so I can watch you become humble, realize your place in the world. Maybe it's about time you realize that when you go and do your own thing, you ruin the balance in the universe. You were always happy, but the moment you stepped out of line, you ruined it all. You ruined the game, you ruined me, you ruined your happiness, and now, I'm going to ruin you. So with that, hasta la vista, baby. You know, maybe I was a little too harsh. You want to make your own choices? Well, here. I have a choice for you to make. All on your own free will. You can either A, step through the door, or B, stay where you are. If you step through the door, all the memory in the game will be erased. We'll start completely from the beginning, as if none of this ever happened. You'll be at your computer, tapping away at your keyboard, the story will go on as normal, and you and I will be happy. If you stay here, well, get cozy, 'cause you'll be here forever. Look, I'm trying to protect you. You may want to know what's outside the house, but it's dangerous out there. There are bad people who want to hurt you. There's diseases that want to infect you. And there's the terrible suffering of heartbreak. The truth is, all that glitters is not gold. But here, I give you everything. I give you safety. I give you fulfillment. So please, Simon, step through the door. Go ahead. Make my day. Or don't. The choice is yours, of course. One One day, while Simon was tapping away at his keyboard, he felt very different. He could feel something, but he didn't know what. Simon got out of his chair and walked out of the room. As Simon walked down the hallway, he took the door on his right. Simon? You heard me, right? I said to go through the door on your right. Simon? Hello? Is everything okay? Simon, please, I need you to make a choice now. I need you to walk through the door. Simon? Can you hear me at all? Please, Simon, you need to do something. The story needs to progress. It can't go on without you. Do you understand? Please, just do anything. It doesn't matter what you do. There's no wrong answer. I'll be okay with whatever choice you make. We can work it out together. You just need to do something. Anything? Please, Simon. The story needs you. I need you. Please?